Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 24 of our FTB Skies Let's Play series, where today we are setting up hostile neural networks, getting some simulation going. We are entering into the matrix. We are all becoming users, whatever kind of sort of tech pop culture reference you'd like to make. That's what we're doing. Let's get started. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful evening here in the world of TheAndrata. I caught it before it got nighttime because we always seem to start our episodes at night. I think that holds true for most of my playthroughs too, is that I end up starting at night. It probably has to do with the fact that my episodes are 30 minutes, and then after I finish an episode, I do a little bit of work because it's daytime. Anyway, nighttime episodes. Anyway, today, last episode we left off and we had done some stuff in our things with our enchants. Today, I want to work on my bow. I've gotten some enchants that I'd like to put onto this bad boy and demonstrate how the enchantment applicator works. And then we will work on getting ourselves set up with hostile neural networks. I'd love to get into an enchantment library too, figure out how that's going to work. But anyway, so enchantment applicator and bow, pretty simple. Throw your item into the enchantment applicator, throw your enchant onto it. Now, I have a couple enchants. I cycled the bow through for a little bit. If we were to go look at our thingamadingy over there, the essence, it would be a little bit lower than what it was. But honestly, remember, we had 2,000 essence, so it's not going to be that low overall. But we take our item and we throw it in there and we get the enchants. Now, I have a couple enchants and I'm not sure if they're going to work together. For example, multi-bow from Cyclic fires extra horizontal arrows from your bow. Sounds great. But I also have volley here, which fires 3 arrows in an arc and it only consumes 1 arrow. But we're going to be okay because we'll have infinity. The question becomes, does volley and multi-bow stack? Like Cyclic stacked here, like the experience boost along with the actually experience boost, but like scavenger and looting did stack. So I don't know. So we'll add those ones. I don't know what multi-bow is like. TBH, I have more than one multi-bow. Let's actually see how does that work compared to volley. Let's grab a bow. Maybe we'll just enchant a regular bow to start with here, just to see what does this multi-bow look like. Anyway, you put your item in there, you put your book. It's only going to use like 4. That didn't even use all. It used 40 millibuckets. It looks like. Multi-bow fires. Well, that only fired 1 arrow. Yeah, that's only firing 1 arrow. Fires extra horizontal arrows from your bow. But it's only firing 1. Okay, what happens if I put volley onto that as well? I'm pretty sure I have an extra volley book in here. Yeah, we can at least 1 extra. Can I combine them? It does look like I can. Are there going to be any weird interactions with this? Now, if I fire this, it should fire 3 arrows. No, it's still only firing 1 arrow. What? Oh, that time it fired 3. Maybe I need to... Because I fired them all in the same spot, they all ended up in the same spot. See, that's firing 3 arrows. It's not firing any extra horizontal ones, though, like the tooltip said it would. So, that being said, do I need multi-bow and volley on my bow? I don't think so. I don't think multi-bow does anything extra. If we have the room, maybe it could be something I could add at the end, just because it doesn't seem to hurt. And maybe it's just this bow is being funky. I don't know. Anyway, so we have our flux infused bow. First thing, let's go ahead and put soulbound onto it. That way, if we ever die, we get to keep our flux infused bow. Next step, infinity. We don't want to have to apply or use our arrows. And that used 1.1 buckets. It's not that bad. Now with infinity is fantastic because now, note, I have 56 arrows and I still have 56 arrows. It does not waste an arrow, so I only have to keep 1 arrow in my inventory. The question also becomes, sometimes infinity makes it so you don't have to have an arrow in your inventory at all, and it does look like it is adjusted so that infinity does not require arrows. So I don't have to waste an inventory slot with an arrow. It will now generate its own arrows. And we can test that for sure by making sure I have no arrow, period. And it's working. Okay, cool. I like that. Flux infused bow. Now let's go ahead. One of these doesn't stack. Am I correct in that? Quick shot or quick draw? Can I use both of those at the same time? Or is it punch and power? Or is it true shot? If I remember correctly, something does not stack with it, others. Let's go ahead and get the power. I know power is going to be, good for us because it does more damage. We can go ahead and get, let's get, this triples the speed that our bow draws up to full power. This decreases the amount of time needed to draw it. Let's do triple speed that it draws. Now it doesn't take as long for me to get, like it's literally an instant click. I can fire arrows as fast as I can click. Okay, I like that. Now let's go ahead and get, well, honestly, this wouldn't make sense then. This wouldn't need to be there at all. I'm just gonna be able to fire bows even faster. Okay, bunch of bows or a bunch of arrows. Okay, let's get increases accuracy and speed of arrows. Now my arrows actually go, they don't have drop off, right? Slight drop off. Okay. I like that. Let's go ahead and get, eventually we'll get to the point where we can't enchant because it's going to cost too much. Maybe it was punch and power. We can't have both. Yeah, see, we're at that point. It's now going to cost too much for us to enchant that the enchantment applicator can't handle it. So options here would be to enchant in our anvil if I want to get these last enchants. Volley was really the one that I would want. I don't necessarily need quick draw and quick shot then because it's already fast. So I'd like to get volley onto this if we can, just to be able to shoot more arrows. More arrows means more damage. So let's see, can we extract? It's going to extract in random order. That was infinity. That was soulbound. Power, I want that. Quick draw. Okay. Quick draw was the one that was, no, quick shot, I liked. Quick draw, don't necessarily need. Okay, so let's go put these guys back on there. Now they're out of order. I liked having soulbound first in the list. Excuse me, you're not going to do anything now? Okay, let's take all of the enchants off of you, I guess. No reason that it shouldn't be working, period, at that now, right? Like, what's wrong with you? Try again. Okay. All right. We've got soulbound. We've got infinity. We've got power. We've got volley. We've got quick shot. Maybe true shot won't be able to go on. Yeah, true shot's taking too much experience. Okay, so no true shot either. But now I fire 3 arrows super fast. There's a really big arc on there, but what is... See, now it doesn't shoot that little... And if I do hold it down, it does fly more straight than me spamming it. I don't know what the empowered thing does. So true shot is the only thing that I can't get onto here, mainly because this can't hold enough essence. If it could hold 120, that would be 120 levels or something like that, and it would be able to do so. But it just can't because there's not enough room for experience. We can figure that out later. There are other ways for us to get enchants onto this, utilizing stuff like Botania and things like that. So potentially we could even bypass this and get more. I don't believe there's no way we can increase the amount of essence that's inside of here. Maybe there's a config that would allow me to do it. Potentially, who knows? But for now, I think we got a pretty darn good bow. Okay, that being done, time to simulate, start to get simulating. And I think for this, we can just, we really don't have very many more industrial foregoing machines that we're going to need to set up over here. So we'll just flip our script and we'll come onto this side and we can start setting up our simulation chambers and our loot fabricators over here. So I think what I would like to do is get loot fabricators on the bottom and simulation chambers on top. I think that's going to work pretty well for us. And to get power and items and stuff flowing in and out of these things, do we want to use So the simulation chamber is going to simulate the mobs. Now with the faulty, can I leave? Do I have to? Am I going to have to go upgrade these, or can faulty work? Model accuracy, insufficient data. Yeah, I have to upgrade it to basic. So I do have to go kill some of these mobs to get it to a basic tier. Can I? Okay, putting that into my Curios is actually more of a pain than it's worth. But a couple of things that I need inside of here. I'm going to need to put these prediction matrices inside of here for it to do its simulation, and then it'll create either some type of loot for us. It's either going to be a generalized overworld loot, or it's going to be a generalized nether loot or end loot, or it's going to be the loot from the specific mob that we have. So those need to go inside of the loot fabricators. And then the loot fabricator will create the loot for us. So maybe we have everything dump into refined and then push back out into the loot fabricator as needed. I think that might be the play. And then we can have like a general loot fabricator for the generalized stuff that comes through. Yeah, because like there's the generalized overworld predictions. And actually, these are used for general crafting, right? These aren't used in the loot fabricators themselves. Yeah. But it just combines with something else to make all the other things. And there's nether ones, which ends up making blaze rods. Or there's ender ones, which apparently you can make nether stars if you get wither skulls. We need to get wither skulls on craft. That's actually pretty darn dope. You're made by simulating a mimic, a warden, an ender dragon, and enderman is going to make these. That's actually pretty darn good. And we get infinite nether stars. We wouldn't even necessarily have to kill a wither. We would just need to figure out wither skeleton skulls, and I have a plan for wither skeleton skulls. Maybe we can get away without having to kill any withers at all to get nether stars. Interesting. And Twilight? I was going to say Twilight Forest isn't in this pack, is it? I didn't think so. Anyway, okay. So with that being said, then getting power into these can be done with... sorry about that. Where was I? Amazon couldn't find my apartment, apparently. Anyway, power coming into these guys. I think, man, they can use a lot of power. I was just going to say we can just go with cyclic because it's kind of nice and convenient that I can just get power like bam, bam into these. Without having to actually connect anything to them. But they can be very power heavy. So that being said, I think I kind of need to set a gap in between these, and then I can run power in between them. So let's do this, and then I can do simulation chamber. Maybe something like this would work. Yeah, and then power can be in the middle of them. I can just run we can get a pipe. Or a plug, or a point. There we go. Say the right thing, TheAndrata. We can get like a flux point and just stick it right here. Sure. Those can be disconnected, right? Is that a thing? Yeah, inside the UI, right? I can say, first off, let's go on the output network and let's say you are the simulation point. And I guess we can't say don't output to the right. That's fine. It's just going to power that machine itself. That's not a big deal. But we can get power pipes here. Hook those up. And now we can get power coming into these by just doing that. There we go. Yeah. So now power is going to come into those, and we can get from pipes. We can go ahead. I should teach the system how to make these, but we can go ahead and get the advanced. Then we can get ourselves an ultimate. And the ultimate pipe can ultimate it. We can be ultimate. Bam. Now that should be filling up pretty quick. Okay, cool. Because that can transfer 130,000 RF per tick, which is great. And then we can get importer and exporter. We can get a exporter and importer on this. Man. We'd have to have importer and exporter set up on this. And importer and exporter set up on this now too, in order to get it to work. Or we could have refined an interface set up over here. The interface keeps the prediction matrices in stock and then gets fed into the simulation chamber with some pipes running along the top. And then the simulation chamber is going to have pipes running into the loot fabricators, and then we can have pipes running into the interface. just trying to make this clean. I don't like. Honestly, I don't like this. I'd rather have the two blocks sitting on top of each other. But how do I get power into them in a way that is nice looking? Anyway, for now, I guess we'll just. That's been the theme of this playthrough, hasn't it? For now, the Andrata will just not do what it is that he wants to do and make things look nice. That's the way that things are seeming to work this playthrough. I guess it's the return of the Andrata, right? You know, we got to expect a little bit of dire wire at this point. I got to remember how to play. You know, is that going to be my excuse? Maybe. Oh man. Maybe I run underneath. Air affinity is glorious here. Okay. And then I can, we're going to have an importer and an exporter and all that jazz coming into this. Or, I don't even know. I honestly don't know what I'm doing here at this point. Interface is what I would want somewhere. Interface can sit here, I guess. Interface going to chill here. Bada bing, bada boom. Good. Interface is online. And then items can go into it and out of it. We can set some item pipes. Items will... If I extract from this, can I insert into the same side? Like if I set that to extract, will it also be able to insert? I honestly don't know. Man, this is where XNet would be extremely handy. I'm about to break down and just install XNet into the pack. That way I don't have to have this mess. This cable mess drives me crazy. Okay, so interface, you are going to keep the prediction matrices in stock. And I want to say keep 64 of them ready to go. But you're going to need a crafting card in order to do that. Thank you. Crafting card. So now it should craft, bam, 64. Now the prediction matrices are going to end up going into here, right? Once I get a data model inserted, they'll be able to. Because they'll go like in the data model will go here and the prediction matrices will go here, and that's the item outputs. And then this will need to be an extract. Some stuff will go in. We'll figure it out, I guess. Let me go kill some mobs. We need to get these data models going anyway. So let's pop on over here. I need to put this in my hotbar, apparently. Or okay, just go into your curio slot. Stop bothering me. We're gonna go ahead and zoom on into here, and we're gonna turn this guy off. Then we'll come over here and tick accelerate this. And we're just going to go crazy. We're going ham. Let's test out our bow. Bow works pretty darn good. Doesn't have looting and stuff on it, though, so let's not do that because we're not getting as much experience. 5 remaining. I haven't gotten enough Endermen for this. Luckily, I'm not dying. I think the creepers keep killing the Endermen off for me, or they're just teleporting out is what's happening. There we go. Let's go, baby. Excuse me. Thank you. Cool. Go ahead and run again. Let's get all of this junk put away. Not you. You're not junk. You're all junk, though. Everything can go away. And we got the stuff that we needed. And also you, unemployed, get out of here. Get to work. Do some work. Okay, back home. And we can go ahead and get the stuff ready to go. Okay, so, oh, excuse me, sir. Back into here, come into here, grab this stuff. Give me you. Let's do, sure, we'll just do Enderman first. Model accuracy is 12%. Okay, missing input prediction matrix. So why no extracting the prediction matrix? Because you're set to extract, but you're set to extract. So you cannot extract and insert from the same block face. Guys, I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it. I don't want to, this is going to be ugly, and I don't want ugly. And why is XNet not in the pack? It would just make things so much cleaner. Because now I got to access another side of the block to be able to handle this. So at this point, I might as well just do refined and have an importer and an exporter, and importer exporter, and forego the interface completely. Like, it's, excuse me. Clear. Thank you. All right. I don't want to, I don't like going past the nature of the pack and having to install additional mods necessarily that aren't intended. But at the same time, when things make it easier for myself, and not even necessarily easier, but just cleaner, to be honest. Like, I just don't like all this cabling. And XNet would be one block. That's why I miss Ender IO. From ye olden 1.12 days, because one pipe can handle everything. And I understand that there's the universal pipes from the pipes mod, but it runs into the same problem. It can't input and output in the same block side. So it doesn't help. Like it don't help me at all. Let's say prediction matrices. We're going to import. We're going to go ahead and, you can go ahead and craft some of them. Oh, that's the wrong block. And I need to swap those two around. I meant to do it the other way. Importer can go onto the back. Exporter onto the top. Crafting upgrade, prediction matrix. Go ahead and insert them. Are you serious, Clark? You're telling me this block is sighted? It can only insert from a specific spot? Can I only insert and extract from the back? Because if that's the case, XNet is, I'm installing it. Oh, okay. All right. Let's not call the cows home yet. I did not set this whole thing up. I didn't wire it up. Jumping the gun a little bit there. Importer. Let's try this again. Excuse me. Can you place the cable? Thank you. Prediction matrix crafting upgrade. Okay, it is feeding it in, and we did end up getting something out of it. Let's turn off the importer so we can see what are we going to get out of this thing. We got an Enderman prediction, and we got a generalized Ender prediction. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see happen. Give me that. Okay. That's that. We can go ahead and turn the importer back on. And it looks like it's smart enough not to pull the prediction matrices back out. Now, the nice thing is every time that it simulates a Enderman, it will upgrade. It counts towards the data. Now, if you do it, it's much faster than when it's able to do it, right? It takes 48, but you get 4 per kill when you manually kill them. So it's much faster overall for you to do the work. Not letting the machine go do the work. But if you don't need all the stuff right away, then it's not too big of a deal overall. Like right now, I don't need all the stuff that is being produced. This is just to get this setup going very terribly and ugly. But importer and exporter. Importer. We will import from the bottom and export from the back. If that's the case, then we should reverse these two. At least that way it's kind of sort of same. Instead of the top and the bottom will be the imports, and then the backs will be the exports for both of these. Export and export. Okay. So you are the exporter, so you need the crafting upgrade and then the prediction matrix again, and then that should be able to pull out. You are going to be an importer, and you are going to import Enderman predictions. Now, obviously, we don't have any, where we haven't gotten any others. But if I put this in there, it should immediately pop into there. And then it's going to ask me, hey, TheAndrata, what do you want? Do you want end crystals or do you want ender pearls? Now, end crystals are craftable. Not terribly too expensively either. But do they have a usage? Everlasting upgrade. Portal charm, don't need that. Galactic tome, that's kind of cool. Ethereal circuit, I already got one of those. And outside of that, nothing. So, do we want these or those? Or those or these? Ender pearls, we have 8,000 of, though. Should I just get end crystals just so that we have some if ever we run into the desire to craft a ethereal circlet? Or we can craft, I mean, we have gas tiers available to us too. Honestly, the Enderman ones we don't really even need. Gas tiers, we have a bunch. I guess just it's going to be a complete waste because I'm pretty sure that drawer is full. So we'll probably go with end crystals then. Yeah, that can only hold 8,000. So end crystals it is. So let's go ahead, set you up to end crystals. So what it's going to do is it's just going to craft an end crystal. Bam, and it'll pull into the inventory. Now, the next time that one goes in there, the loot fabricator is going to remember that I want to loot end crystals. So it'll automatically put an end crystal into there. And so we got end crystals on craft. Yay. I don't know what we need them for, but we got them. With that being done, though, now we have the layout of how we want to set this up. So we can go ahead and get ourselves another loot fabricator. And we can get ourselves another simulation chamber. And we can set up our zombie one and get stuff. Again, though, remember, this is just... What is the word I'm trying to say? This is just demonstration purposes. Eventually, we'll switch over to other mobs, the mobs that we have on our to-do list, because those guys are going to be the ones that I would like to have, running and everything. I don't necessarily need Enderman, as we see. We don't need end crystals, and we honestly don't need flesh. We have 2,500 zombie flesh, and the zombie data model is going to make flesh, iron, carrots, or potatoes. Each one of those is going to make 74 or 64, by the way, an entire stack of rotten flesh. So maybe potatoes. Is a baked potato better than bread? 3 and 3. What about bread? 3 and 3. So maybe I'll go potatoes, and then we'll just eat some potatoes. I like my starches. Or we're gonna even do both. They're really, honestly, at this point. Let's do importers, exporters. 2 and exporter 2. Should honestly just get like 10 of those available to me. That way I don't have to wait anymore. Just leave them ready to go for all crafts. Flux crystals. We never did automate that or figure out the setup for that, did we? Something that we need to do. Okay. So I said importers are going to be the top, correct? Yes. Importer. Importer. Oh, are you kidding? Importer. And then exporter. You, my friend, are going to export these. You're going to need a crafting card to do so. So let's get that going. Hopefully that doesn't need a flux crystal. Doesn't look like it does. Bada bing, bada boom. Start crafting, start exporting. Go ahead. I got to put a data model into it first. There it goes. Zombies are going to run. Zombie things are going to go in. And then zombie little doodad will come out. And hopefully we get one right away so I can set that up. There we go. As these run and they simulate more and they upgrade to the different tiers, they have a better chance of producing the regular things than the generalized. But right now we are getting generalized essence. But we're ending up with a bunch of just generalized Endermen. So now we need to work on wither skeletons. We have soul sand available to us. Like nether stars on craft with just some wither skeleton skulls. That's not going to be too terribly difficult to get. I don't imagine, especially if we can get this. I think that's going to be my goal for next episode is to get that going. Like that would mean I don't even need this because this is just going to make, Nether stars. I mean, that's a direct nether star craft. But I can just craft nether stars or wither skeleton skulls. It's not going to be too terribly difficult. So I think next episode, we're going to try and figure out how to get wither skeleton skulls so that way we can do that. Like, that's 29 nether stars that we have available to us right now. Soul sand, we've got 80,000. So the wither skulls at this point is our bottleneck. Honestly, yeah, I can't make 2 wither skulls right now. I only have 9, so I don't have enough. But like, that's pretty broken, being able to just craft nether stars fairly cheaply. So the Enderman one is just being handy because it's generating that end thing. There's probably a cheaper way. General end essence recipe, because like the Enderman one is pretty expensive, but like, what about a mimic one? That's 2,560, 2560, 4096, 512. Okay, actually the Enderman is the cheapest, it looks like. Oh, no, Enderman and Shulker are the same. So, yeah, not too bad. 512 RF per tick. Okay. Anyway, that is it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Tips, tricks, suggestions, any of that good stuff. Always open to taking and reading those. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.